In today's video, hear an all-new interview from Andrea Ramirez. Also, there will be no videos posted Saturday, January 29th or Sunday, January 30th. New videos will be posted Monday, January 31st until Friday, February 4th, and we are extending our sweepstakes until Friday, February 4th. Enjoy the video! Welcome back. It's day 22 of Yes Inc.'s 27th anniversary sweepstakes. You did not hear the bell, and that means we don't have a sweepstakes winner today. We need a combined 100 new unique entries in our sweepstakes every day to do a drawing, so keep watching and telling your friends and family. As a reminder, we will post videos every day at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If we have 100 new entries in our sweepstakes by 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will do a random drawing and the winner will be contacted by 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Winners will have 1 hour to respond to claim their winnings. If winners do not respond within 1 hour, we will randomly select another winner, so be on the lookout and make sure to include your email and phone number if commenting on YouTube.
My name is Ashley Renter. I am a Yes Inc. team member. Welcome to the next 27 days between January 7th and February 2nd, 2022 of listening, learning, and earning a possible $1,000 when we have at least 100 new of you listening, learning, and earning each day from January 7th through February 2nd so that you can possibly end up with $1,000 of our $27,000 anniversary cash.
In this segment, we will share successes of Yes Inc. participants. Listen carefully for all the compelling reasons to apply to our intensive educator preparation program. My name is Kellen Begin, Director of Communications at Youth Empowerment Services, Yes Inc. Today we have Andrea Ramirez, a Yes Inc. participant and effective educator. Listen to Andrea's impact in the classroom and her educational journey.
Well, I went into teaching after this is my second career. I always knew I wanted to teach because I have a passion and love for kids. And I always wanted to make a difference in the world. And I knew by teaching, for me, that was a way to impact children. So I chose to go into teaching later in my mid-20s. And I decided this is something I really wanted to do. So I started off going slow, started going to school part-time. Then I excelled academically, got into Texas A&M University and College Stations. Whoop, go Aggies. There I went and got my undergrad there in education and moved back to San Antonio. And I wanted to further my education. So I got a master's in early childhood. And like I said, I love it. You have to have the passion to teach. It's a great job, a great noble profession. You know, I just love it. It's something that I enjoy going to work. I enjoy it. I want to just, like I said, make a difference in the lives of the children that I teach. And it's very important to me. Like I said, I always knew I wanted to teach. I just didn't have the opportunity right out of high school. So, you know, life got in the way and I chose another profession. And after I wasn't really content with what I was doing. So I knew in my heart since I was a young child that I wanted to be a teacher. So I went back and said, I'm going to do it. And I did it. And I'm here today. This is my 11th year teaching. So I really enjoy it. It helped me to grow as a teacher. When you start teaching, it's kind of like they teach you all this stuff, but they really actually, you're not prepared until you're actually in the classroom. It's kind of like a hands-on thing. So, you know, teaching can be challenging, especially nowadays. But yes, they gave me lots of tools to take home and use into my classroom. They guided me with different strategies to use in the classroom. Because like I said, when you first start teaching, you know, it's kind of some days you have those hit or miss days. But with the tools, all the trainings, the seminars that I've attended, they help me to grow and reflect on how I teach, different strategies to use in our classrooms, because when you get in your own classroom, you're like, oh, I got this down, classroom management, lesson planning, I got it all down. But in reality, you're going to have a good year. Maybe you have next year, you have these kids that are a little more challenging. So you have to change it around. It's not the same every year. It can't, sometimes you feel like, oh, I can do the same thing. I know this, I can do this. But in reality, it's kind of like you have to just work hard, and what didn't or does not work for you, you may have to change. Like I said before, I was a little hesitant when I was attending these seminars because I was like, I know this, I can do this. But then when I got in the classroom, it was a different story. So I really enjoyed attending some of the seminars and workshops because they had some great leaders that gave great insight of how to do things and what tools we could use, strategies. And I really enjoyed it because it was more one-on-one. It was a great group and everybody participated. So it really helped me to become more effective in the classroom with classroom behavior, cultural responsiveness. We learned about lesson planning. So they gave me so many tools that I'm still using today. And my job students are constantly like, Mr. Maris, we love you. We love your class. You're fun. I'm energetic. Parents are really thankful. And I get letters. I've gotten phone calls or texts or how their child enjoys coming into my class. And they know that I'm a caring teacher. I'm supportive, I'm loyal, I'm going to do whatever I can to ensure their child is successful. Because we have children from all kinds of backgrounds. So it's important to the parents. And if you're compassionate about them and understand the parents and you build a relationship with those parents, you're going to have a great response. I know, like I said, these are challenging times, especially since the pandemic, but we do have to work a little harder right now. And it can be challenging. I'm going to be honest about that. But at the same time, it just gives me peace knowing that I'm doing whatever I can to make sure that everybody is successful and that I build those relationships with the parents and families. I'm going to be honest. I'm being totally honest here. I was a little hesitant at the beginning because I was like, I have to do this, because we're constantly learning as a teacher, constantly going to learn. But there are some times where you're like, I don't feel like attending this seminar. But when you go and you really get actively involved, it's going to help you. Like I said, it helped me a lot tremendously in my classroom with classroom management, lesson planning, and how to be effective overall. Because as teachers, we have many roles as a teacher. You're kind of like a parent. You're a nurse, you're a counselor, you discipline the children. So you wear many hats. It's just not one title as an educator. So for me, like I said, learning about everything just helped me. Really enjoy the IGPs because with Yes Inc., they constantly want you to reflect. And sometimes we're so busy in life, we don't do that. I'm going to say something about me. I'm bad about that. So with Yes, they really want you to reflect on yourself, mental health, your job, family. So they it's a mixture of things, but like I said, what I learned there really helped me to be more effective and to make sure that I'm teaching the students the way I need to be teaching them and that they get the lessons that need to be taught to them. Because some of us do know that some of them don't have support. So we have to go above and beyond to do what we can to ensure that they are being successful. I just felt like if I would have gone sooner, I think my years wouldn't have been so difficult at the beginning because like I said, I was kind of hesitant. No, I know that. I don't think I need to attend that. But in reality, as teachers and educators, you learn every day, something new. So with Yes Inc., I'm looking forward to your next seminar in the summer. So if I would have known sooner and not kind of been so hesitant about going, I feel like I would have been more productive in my early years as an educator. I just want everybody out there, if you have the opportunity to seek out Yes or any programs that they have to offer, go for it.
Don't forget to tune in each day to hear from more of our effective educators. Now let's welcome Claudette Yarbrough, CEO of Yes Inc., as she talks a little bit about the history of youth empowerment services, Yes Inc., from the past 27 years.
I'm back. Okay, so today's history lesson regarding memories from our 27 years revolves around the year 2008, 2009, when Hicks Carter King Gifted and Talented Charter Academy earned our first national recognition as an EPIC, EPIC, award-winning school for student growth in reading and math. And this award and recognition we received from New Leaders for New Schools. It's an organization, I believe, based out of New York. And it's an organization that had funding from the U.S. Department of Ed and one of the teacher incentive fund grants. Might have been year 2, cycle 2, TIF 2. And as part of their program, nationally, schools could apply to have their data recognized and analyzed to determine the level of growth and progress students were making. And so basically, this was a recognition for the way our students were progressing or growing in the area of reading and math. This is not a reward or award for student performance. For instance, if students were performing at 100% of the students met standard on the state test, this wasn't going to recognize the school. This recognition was answering the question, did your students make growth in the area of reading and math? And if so, to what level of growth did they make? I believe they used Mathematicas growth measure to analyze our data, but they got the data from the state. There was no manipulation of the data that any school could do. They took that data and they compared the growth of the students in reading and math. And the first year, I believe, we won. We were number 1 in the nation. I guess about 200 schools applied to be a part. And our school was number 1 that year for growth. And I will tell you the middle school teachers that gave us that growth. Miss Sarah Milhone was teaching middle school reading and math. And middle school for us was, I believe, 5th through 8th. And Mr. Roberto Alfaro was the other teacher of middle school. And middle school is how we won the growth. Though that data from middle school reading and math was how we won that recognition. And that meant, okay, what does number 1 mean in EPIC? Every one of our teachers received $4,000. Every one of our teacher assistants received $4,000. And then Mr. Alfaro and Ms. Milhone each received double that amount because it was their data that earned the school that award. So I love it because the entire school was recognized with a financial award. And this meant so much. We all know it takes a village to raise a child, and not one teacher in that class is doing all the work. It takes all of us instructionally to help. And the EPIC Award recognized that. What was so memorable, though, to be honest, as a charter school, our school was not able to afford to match the salaries of our surrounding districts. And so just so you'll know, charter school teachers at that time were seriously underpaid, right? And so that $4,000 award, I mean, it changed the livelihood of a lot of our teachers. And in some sense, that's sad at that time that teachers and teacher assistants were so lowly paid. That was sad. But here's the thing. My goodness. Some of our teachers and teacher assistants didn't believe that they were going to get the $4,000. And I'll tell you, the late great Miss Sharette Nolan was one of them. She said, I'm from Missouri. You got to show me. Missouri is the show me state, just in case you didn't know. I was like, Miss Nolan, look at the letter. Look at what they said. This is really going to happen. Miss Nolan was a skeptic, okay? And she wasn't by herself. So I called the leaders at New Leaders for New School and reached out to them. I'm like, not our teachers and teacher assistants, they don't believe this. So will you come and personally hand out these funds? Because we scheduled a big to-do, a big dinner at the Plaza Club. Very high end. All of our teachers and students were invited. I think 300 of them showed up, and we're going to be recognized. And I planned it so that we would hand each of the teachers and the teacher assistants this money because they really seriously had doubts. Now, hold up a minute. It's not that they distrusted Claudette Yarbrough. Okay, let's get this straight. It was just so much money in that day as a lump sum. It was hard to accept that this was true. So the new leader agreed to come. I don't know if he's the president or vice president of their company. He agreed to come to San Antonio, Texas, to the Plaza Club. And we had an award and recognized everybody. And at the end, every teacher lined up so he could hand them, they could sign for the check and hand them the check. It totaled $104,000. $4,000 to every teacher and $8,000 to Mr. Alfaro and Miss Milholm. That was a beautiful day, a first in our history. And man, I had cars made up in gold because we were epic gold. Okay, gold print on the card. I still have some. Oh yeah, I still look at them from time to time. But that was a marvelous, marvelous recognition of the work our teachers are doing to increase the reading and math growth among our students. So let me explain growth real quickly in case you're not familiar. So if I'm a student and 1 year on the state test, I somehow get a 40, right? That's not meeting standard. Let's say standard is 70. So I'm 30% below standard, but I did a 40. And the next year I did a 50 or a 60. That's growth. I'm still not at my 70 to pass, but I have grown more in 1 year than expected. Okay. Because I went from a 40 to a 50 or a 60. That's what Ms. Milholm and Mr. Alfaro were able to do, is grow our students in their reading and math ability. Growth matters. I think achievement matters as well. Raw data matters too, but growth really matters. You know why? It says you're changing. You're continuing to change. You haven't made it yet, but you're on your way. Hey, growth is important. In 2008, $104,000 and $4,000 more. Yeah, that was important. Thanks for listening to hit this historical moment. Yeah, I'm remembering things. I'm going to follow up on the next video with what this money did to our team.
Don't forget to tune in each day to hear more content from effective educators and Yes Inc. history. Thanks for watching.